Hey everyone, I wanted to give you an update on how the orchard is looking. If you remember from an earlier video, I planted 14 persimmon trees, and I used these biodegradable grow tubes, and I caged them with some welded wire. You can see how tall they've gotten. This is a little over 4 months worth of growth. And of the 14 that I planted, 12 of them are well above the grow tubes, which are, I believe, 30 inches tall. See, they're getting a little bit kind of eaten up here at the end of the year, but things have gone really well. I am extremely impressed by not only the growth of these American persimmons, but how these grow tubes have worked. Like I said, I got these from newfarmsupply.com. It's Grant Schultz. He's a big permaculture guy that lives in eastern Iowa, and we actually heard about him on a podcast my wife was listening to, and found the site and decided to give these things a try. They're fantastic, but as you can see, these are all persimmon trees that are growing up out of these tubes. It's for just a few months growth. I'm very, very happy. You can see that even though I had mulch on there, if you watch the originals, we've had some weeds and some grass kind of grow up within the mulch. And so what I'm going to be doing here is, I've tried to weed some of them out. Some of them I haven't gotten to yet. But what I'm going to do is, as you can see, I have that big pile of mulch over there. And what I've done with some of the apples already is I've took all the weeds out, and then I've mounded them around just to give some more organic material to biodegrade and add to my soil. So here's one of the persimmons that, if you look down in there, you can see leaves. It just hasn't grown up tall enough out of the thing just yet, but it is growing, and it's extremely encouraging. Here's my other one of the 14 that hasn't, and if you look down in there, I don't know if you can see, I stand above it, I don't see anything down in there other than some tall grass. So I think I've only lost one out of the 14, but I mean, the rest of them, they're all going gangbusters. It's awesome to see. It's very exciting. I've never planted anything before last year, and last year most of what I planted didn't do very well. This year I used an auger, and everything's changed. So here's my apple orchard. I put in 27 trees here. One of them didn't make it, but the other 26 are growing extremely well. And I have no more than 2 of any type of apple tree here. I think there's 21 different varieties at the moment. But you can see what I'm doing with the wood chips is I've tried to weed out as much as I could with taking the fence off, and then I just added this mound a little bit inside, the rest on the outside of the cage, just to give it some organic material that's going to break down over the winter. And I put down some newspaper around this just to keep the grass at bay, but that's, it's all going to break down as well. So feeling pretty good about this. I haven't done any spraying or adding fertilizers or chemicals or anything. It's just newspaper, wood chips, and then these biodegradable grow tubes. You can see how well most of these things weren't even clearing the tube when I planted them, and now most of these trees are between 5 and 7 feet tall. So I'm very, very pleased with these grow tubes. Nothing has gotten to my trees like they did last year between the deer and the rabbits because of both the grow tubes as well as these welded wire cages. So it's definitely, it's a little pricier, but I'm gonna be able to reuse all of these welded wire cages and T-posts in a couple of years on new plants or new trees that I put in the ground. This one here, I had a little plastic thing I bought at Menards, And I put that around the base of it just because, as you can see, those branches came out. This tree looked a lot like this, only a little bit smaller when I planted it, and I felt that I'd have to destroy some of the branches in order to get the biodegradable tree guard around there. So I just put this plastic one that I'll be able to remove in a year or two. But otherwise, as you can see, very, very pleased. I couldn't be happier with how things turned out this year. It's currently the last week in September, and so I'll use this mulch pile to get everything covered before the snows come this winter, both the persimmons and the apples, and make sure that everything's ready to thrive next year. Thanks for watching.